Hi friends, hello and welcome back. Welcome. If you're new here, my name is Courtney. I am a Gen X stay-at-home mom and housewife, and this is my channel. You'll find vlogs, videos about planners and books and really sort of anything that I want to chat about. It's just really a big mix of chaotic energy, and if that sounds up your alley, then I invite you to click the subscribe button down below and turn your notifications on. So, I'm out of breath. This is the start of another vlog and I'm out of breath. It has been a very challenging morning, and I am trying to get myself kind of calmed down and a little bit recentered. It's Wednesday, by the way, April 6th. I did not sleep well last night. In fact, I slept terribly, and then when it was time to get up, I really just was in a foul mood because I didn't sleep well. I was also freezing last night, which always makes me wake up in a really bad mood. And then on top of everything else, my allergies are just going nuts today. I checked the allergen report, and tree pollen is really high, which, I mean, I'm basically allergic to everything, but specifically it's going to be tree pollen today, so I love that. So yeah, it was kind of struggle bus getting Rowan ready for school and out the door on time, and I really have a hard time on days when my mornings are just kind of a mess. And I have a bunch of stuff that I wanted to get done today. So already I feel like I'm in crunch time and running behind and all of these things, which really it's all kind of like a self-imposed thing. I obviously don't have a job outside of the house that I need to get to or worry about. So all of these things that I want to do today are just sort of my own deadlines, which don't, they're flexible and whatever. So I just finished my breakfast and forced myself to sit at the table and eat my breakfast and drink some of my coffee and just kind of breathe deeply and try to calm down. And it's not really working, but So I also am cooking a slow cooker recipe today, so I need to prep that and get it in the slow cooker. I think it says it takes 6 hours to cook, and I really prefer for us to eat dinner earlier rather than later. I don't like to have dinner after 6 o'clock if I can help it. I just don't in terms of my own health, I feel better when I eat earlier than when I eat later and wake up and my joints are all kind of swollen and I'm puffy from sodium and whatever else. Anyway, getting old is not really great for me right now. So that is up next on my list of things to do. I have a couple of sit down videos that I want to film. It is also Camp NaNoWriMo this month, so I have some stuff that I'm working on in terms of writing and doing that. And then just kind of my regular cleaning. I did not, last night I put the food away and kind of, put all the dishes in the sink, but I didn't really clean the kitchen after dinner. Gracie has dumped her basket of toys everywhere. Rowan has toys everywhere. So I do want to kind of tidy up around the house. I was supposed to clean the bathrooms yesterday and I didn't get that done, so I want to clean at least one of the bathrooms today, and then just kind of my regular stuff around the house. So, yeah, I need to get started doing those things. I've been just listening to audiobooks from the library basically like all of last year. I just really wasn't like in a place where my attention span could handle like reading physical books, and so listening to audiobooks was a great way for me to read books and like read them while I was doing basically the stuff around the house that I do every day. But my husband had put some books that my son's, like he has an IEP in school, which if you have never heard of, it stands for Individualized Education Plan, I think, and lots of kids with special needs have either an IEP or a 504. He has an IEP, and we just had his meeting with his team last week, and so we are kind of talking about some of the like challenges that he's still having with some things, and ways that we can kind of help him at home and like supplement some things that he's doing in the classroom. So his team had recommended some books for us to get for him. So my husband had put those on hold at the library, and they came in on Monday. So we decided to go as a family to pick those up, and I just grabbed some books. Usually when I get books from the library, I would go ahead and just place the holds for them on the books that I wanted online and go in and pick them up. But since I didn't know that was happening, I didn't do that. So I just kind of quickly like walked the shelves and kind of grabbed some things that jumped out to me. So I do have a few books to show you. This is not one of my library books, but I am in yeah, I know, Dad's gone to work and you're sad about it. I know, he'll be back, it's fine. But I am in a Facebook group for like people in Ohio who are readers. It's called Ohio Book Dragons, and we have a monthly like book swap in the group. So on the first of the month, you post your Amazon like book wish list, and you are assigned, or a person gets assigned your name, and they send you something from your list. So this is the book that I received from this month's book swap. It is called The Bennett Women, so it's like a modern sort of retelling, reimagining of Pride and Prejudice by Eden Apea Kubi. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'll check the pronunciation. But basically it is... the Bennett house is a dorm at a university, and instead of sisters, it's 3 friends in this dorm and sort of their experiences. So there's EJ, an ambitious Black engineering student, her best friend Jamie, who is a trans woman studying French and theater, and Tessa is a Filipina astronomy major with guy trouble. It says Bennett House is more than a residence. It's an oasis of feminism, femininity, and enlightenment. But as great as Longbourn is for academics, that's the university, it is not always the best place to find love. and then it just kind of talks about their prospects for love, and sort of, I guess EJ is the like Lizzie Bennett character, so it's, I'm sure, kind of told through her eyes. So I'm excited to read that. I also picked up the X-Hex, which is a romance. It's been on my TBR since it came out, and it's kind of like a witchy rom-com by Erin Sterling. And then I've really been in like a thriller kind of mood. I think all of the books that I've read this year have been mysteries and thrillers. I read my first romance last week, which I really enjoyed. I've been thinking of doing just kind of like a quarter 1 reading wrap up, but let me know if you're interested. So yeah, pretty much all of the books that I've read this year have been mysteries or thrillers. Have I read? No, I've read two. I've read two romance, and all the rest are thrillers or mysteries this year. Wow. So I picked up The Golden Couple. I don't even really know what this is about, but it has been recommended and kind of talked about a lot in my book group on Facebook. And then this other one has recently been, I've seen popping up a lot in terms of recommendations for thrillers. It is called This Might Hurt by Stephanie Roble. And when I actually have this on, like, I'm on the wait list for the audiobook for this, and when I was putting it on hold, I noticed that she had, this is the author's second book. And so when I was in the library seeing if they had this one, they also had her first book available, Darling Rose Gold. So I picked this one up as well. I'm not really sure what any of these books are about, actually. I'm kind of going in blind. And then this is called The Violence by Delilah S. Dawson, and this has been coming up a lot. And I think that I read that this is sort of, yeah, so basically this mysterious condition kind of sweeps across the country, and it's known as the violence, and people who are infected with it experience like sudden explosive bursts of animalistic rage and attack anyone in their path. So it really is like a domestic thriller, and it kind of, I think, is going to focus on these women who are basically housewives and homemakers who kind of have that like Instagram perfect life, and what happens when they experience the violence, maybe. I don't know, but it's good and chunky. It's 500 pages, 494 pages, so this is a pretty thick book. So I grabbed these from the library. I do want to try to finish one of these during the vlog. I'm making slow cooker chicken tikka masala. Sorry, I had like a brain moment there. So I'm gonna listen to my book while I prep dinner and get it in the slow cooker, and then I think that I will probably, because I didn't work out this morning and it's my night to put Rowan to bed, so if I'm gonna work out today, I need to do it. I'll probably work out after that and then kind of get dressed and film the stuff that I wanted to film. I thought that I would give you an update. It is Thursday. I started reading The Golden Couple this morning while I was waiting for my physical therapy appointment. I am on page 135 and I'm really enjoying it. I've really been in a thriller mystery mode. This is a domestic thriller, I guess. At the beginning of the book, there is a married couple, the Golden Couple, Marissa and Matthew Bennett, and they make an appointment with Avery Chambers for therapy. And she's like, Avery is this sort of maverick, unconventional, her unconventional approach to therapy got her in some trouble. We learn at the beginning of the book she has lost her license to practice um, because of something that she did, which you sort of learn about as the book goes on. But she basically has this um, 10 session technique for helping her clients. And Marissa and Matthew go to her at the beginning of the book. Marissa has had an affair and she confesses it in their first therapy appointment with Avery, and that is sort of where the story kicks off. So we get it's a dual point of view. We get the POV of Avery, the therapist, and Marissa, the one half of the Golden Couple. So, um, it's really interesting so far. I don't really know how much I can talk about without giving too much of it away, but we are getting some of the backstory of Avery, which is really interesting. We are getting some of the backstory of Marissa and Matthew and like bits and pieces of their relationship and what really is behind um, the the true reason for her infidelity, sort of what are the deeper problems in their marriage. There's also something going on perhaps with Avery, but I haven't really gotten to that. It's been sort of bits and pieces. Like, I don't have a full picture of her backstory yet. But yeah, it's really good. So I'm hoping that I don't know if I can finish it tonight, but I am going to do a little bit more reading to see how far I can get. This was one of the books I picked up at the library the other day, but I actually um, have the audio book as well. So I have been alternating this afternoon between listening to the audiobook and uh, reading the physical book. Like, when I'm doing stuff around the house, I've been listening to the audio. But it is nice to kind of sit down with a good chunky physical book. I've been reading a lot on my Kindle. So I haven't, although I did read Neon Gods, and that was a physical book. So, but anyway, yeah, that is kind of what is going on right now. Super quiet around here. Hello, it is Friday and really haven't been doing much today. I've actually been working on Act 3 of my work in progress, and really that's about it. I don't know what I did with the book though. Um, I did finish reading The Golden Couple last night, and I really, really enjoyed it. Actually, I think it's the first book that I've given 5 stars to this year. I'm pretty sure it's the first one. It was really, really good. Yeah, like it was a really fast paced read. The twists were really interesting. I didn't really see where it was kind of headed until close to the end, and even then, um, there were like a couple of things that were revealed at the end that I didn't see coming. Um, I liked the character development of both of the characters. Um, and I thought that they were too, particularly the therapist character, Avery. Avery was a really interesting character that I haven't really seen before. She was in her 30s and recently widowed, and her husband was, I believe, he was significantly older than she was. She also had a stepdaughter that she had built and maintained a really good relationship with. And I just thought her portrayal was really interesting. And or at least I haven't read a lot of thrillers where one of the main characters is a woman in her 30s who isn't married, whether that be she widowed or never married, and who has no biological children of her own. Um, so, yeah, definitely pick that one up if you're looking for something to read. I am going to try to work some more on Act 3. I really would like to finish it this weekend. I'm not sure if how far I'm going to get or if I'm going to be able to finish it. But yeah, tomorrow we're going to the ballet in the afternoon, and then my husband has an aunt who has a birthday. It's her 60th birthday tomorrow, so there's like a family thing for her. Um, so I probably won't get to work on it much tomorrow. So I really only have tonight and Sunday. So I'm gonna see how far I can get tonight. I'm really just like exhausted today for whatever. It was a really long week. Oh. So yeah, I have to go pick Rowan up from school soon. I think we're just going to have pizza for dinner. I took some chicken out to put in the slow cooker, but it wasn't like thawed out enough to cook today. So I'm gonna cook that tomorrow while we're gone, and then just have that for our dinners for Sunday and Monday. Um, which the other day I made a slow cooker like chicken tikka masala recipe. It is from I think it's a Skinny Taste recipe. And I think it's from her like fast and slow cookbook. But I mean, her recipes are always pretty good. I was surprised because my 8-year-old is a fairly picky eater. And we always like encourage him to try different things. He doesn't necessarily have to eat what we're having for dinner. Like the day before, I made a broccoli and like parm pasta. dinner, and he kind of took one bite of that and was like, no, I'm good. So he had something that he liked for dinner, and that's fine. But I made rice to go with the chicken the other day, and he really likes rice on his own. Um, so I did take a little bit of the chicken before I had kind of mixed the sauce, because you blend all of the ingredients with the tomato, and then you pour it over the chicken and cook it together. But then when the chicken's done cooking, you add the coconut milk before you serve it. And so before I kind of mixed in the coconut milk and mixed it all together, I had taken some chicken out for him that was a little bit like plain to eat with his rice, but he actually wanted to try the sauce, so he tried that, and we had it with naan, and he really, really I think he really loved it because he got to kind of roll it all up like a burrito, and he loves burritos. Um, so if you have maybe a picky eater, it might be something that you can try for them that they will like. So, and he actually, like, we had leftovers for dinner yesterday, um, and he actually wanted, like, usually when we have leftovers, we have kind of a couple. So we had that, we had some of the broccoli pasta left, or he can always have a sandwich if he doesn't want either of the things that we're offering as leftovers. And so sometimes he'll pick to have a sandwich. But last night he actually opted to eat the chicken masala for his dinner. So he finished eating it last night. So I was super happy about that. But yeah, so I have a little bit of time left before I go pick him up from school. So I'm going to work. I've already had 2 cups of coffee today and it's done nothing. So maybe I'll have another when I get home. But I'm going to work a little bit before I leave to go pick him. Good morning. It is Saturday and it is freezing here. We got a little bit of a wintry mix happening in April. But I'm on my way to Target because we are going to the ballet this afternoon, and Rowan doesn't really have anything to wear. And I thought about it earlier in the week, but for whatever reason, I thought that he had like one pair of kind of like dressy pants, khakis, that he could wear today. And when I went to like looking through the boxes of clothes from last winter, they were too small. So, I mean, they were an 8. I'm not sure what I was thinking, because I'm pretty sure he was an 8 last winter. I don't know, or maybe I put them away because we didn't go anywhere, so he didn't have anywhere to wear them. But anyway, he's probably, he's at least, you know, an inch or so taller and a little bit heavier. Like he's gained weight obviously in the last year, so those aren't going to work. So I'm gonna run to Target real quick to see if I can find him some pants and a pair of shoes. Like he does not also have any shoes to wear, and I look really, really bad. I'm sorry. Whoa, I look rough. Yeah, but anyway, so that's what we're